when Leanne won, they were playing the clip from Come Dine With Me. You know, well, you've won the money, Jane.
Dear Lord, what a sad little life, Jane. You ruined my night so you could have the money, but I hope now you spend it on getting some lessons in grace and decorum, because you have all the grace of a reversing dump truck without any tyres on.
I don't get it.
Well, you wouldn't, let's be honest. There's nobody in there, love.
Oh dear, that clip is so iconic. What an awesome season of Traitors this was. Wagwan, people then. Honestly, it's taken me like just a week or two even do this part because I was so fuming. I was so fuming that Minah did not win. And when she got like ousted and stuff, I was like, there's no way. Yeah, there's no way that Minah has been so good all this way. And right at the last minute, that Gino Charlotte, yeah, Gino, they're so bad. I was so upset. And I was like, I'm not watching no more.
Oh my God.
I'm not watching no more, yeah. But actually, do you know what? Minah did play an outstanding game. She really did. But she took her eye off the ball in that she felt that somebody that she brought into the traitorhood would have the same level of sisterhood as Linda. And, you know, even Armani to a degree, even though Armani wanted to be like, you know those ones at work who are not your manager, but think they're your manager, and like actually, like if I were you, I'd be doing it like this, and I think you should listen. If you don't chill out,
mind your business. Tell the co-workers tomorrow. Mind your business.
when did you get that promotion? I beg you, just take several seats. So I think even though she had that, she still was very much like part of the sistering. Do you know what I mean? But Charlotte's new. You are new. So I don't feel as though that she necessarily had the same remote level of commitment to them. So I think that's where she let herself down because she trusted that Charlotte would also want to go to the end with her. But and when Charlotte was saying the most and being like, she shouldn't trust me, I don't trust her, I was like, like I was so vexed. But again, the game is called Traitors. So why would you ever expect to be able to trust someone that you already know is a traitor? Like I don't understand that. So yeah, I do think that Minah kind of took her eye off the ball, and it was such a shame because she'd done such a good job up until that point. Like she was like that secret assassin. But when it was all coming down around her, though, I did notice that like when she was trying to like plead her case and stuff, I thought she did an okay job, but I don't think she did it. There wasn't much that she could do at that point because there was so much stuff that was stacking up against her that she didn't even realize. So yeah, I was sad about that. And then once she'd gone, obviously Charlotte was like, I'm the cat that got the cream. Everything's cool. She then decided that she was going to fit up Freddie. So he had a decision to make to be like, you either get killed or you become a traitor. And obviously I felt so bad for him because like he'd spent the whole season being like, I am not fighting people, being like, I'm not a traitor. Crying when Frankie picked him and stuff. Like my man, he didn't want to be no traitor, but you ain't got no choice because your journey will end right now if you don't join me. So he had to. And what did she do? She threw him under the bus.
How could you do this to me?
I can't remember who it was now who had the shield. It was Leanne. Leanne had the shield, and then she was like, oh, maybe we should go for Leanne to kill, and allowed him to put her name up there, knowing full well that Leanne was protected. So when Leanne bowled down with her blonde locks down to breakfast, Freddie's face was an absolute picture, because he was like, what's going on? I don't understand, which obviously made him look guilty. And then because he couldn't think quick enough on his feet, was like, oh yeah, well, because they were like, well, how did you know that Leanne had the shield? And he was like, oh yeah. Like, well, who told you? Minah. Well, Mina never knew anything. So how did Mina tell you? Well, I think because she told me because she said she said but man, you didn't know. Yeah. Even when he then spoke to Charlotte afterwards, because obviously he realised that she'd fitted him up. But even when he spoke to her, he wasn't like, you dotty dot. Listen, I would have read up my mouth, like, you know, in hushed tones, obviously. Just been like, I can't believe you're dotty. I would have told her about herself. I'd have told her about herself. You know, but he didn't really do that. But what he did do, it was he started planting some seeds with other people about Charlotte, which I think did start to effervesce a little bit, but not before him anyway. Not before him. So, you know, she fitted him up. And obviously they were all upset because they then started thinking Freddie was a traitor. And then I think they voted him off. I think that's right. They banished him. Then the next thing that I thought was really awesome, when they won the I can't remember which mission it was, but it was Frankie that won the seer power, so she became the seer. So she was able and granted to see, well, who actually, let's reveal. And obviously there were so many options of who she could have picked. I never thought she would have picked Charlotte. I don't know why, but I was just like, I can't believe that Charlotte's the one that she picked. Like, that is literally perfect. And I know that Charlotte was cracking her pants when Claudia came to come get her and was like, Frankie, want to see you. And she's like, okay, yeah. Yeah, okay. I'm like, it's not okay, is it? It's not okay.
Gosh, Ross, you know, you seem a little,
What? Fine? Because I am. Huh? Aren't you? Aren't you? Aren't you? Who else is fine?
But what threw me was when she got in there and she was sat down there talking to Frankie, and Frankie then opened the envelope and saw that she was traitor. Like, Frankie was so visibly upset because, like, they've been really close friends this whole time. And it was almost like something out of, like, Silence of the Lambs or some kind of weird psychological thriller where the murderer's toying with her next victim and she's like, So, yeah, I'm a traitor. But the thing is, it's between us and these four walls because there's no evidence. I don't know if that was just me, but I was like, she looks like she's enjoying this evil, baddie, Pampton Man villain role just a little bit too much. Cause I was like, you're getting some serious dangerous, dangerous vibes here. And then Frankie coming in the next morning and whispering, being like, like, I would have been like, listen, and I get it, it's difficult because when you're in that situation, you don't have to put a target on your own back. And to credit Charlotte, her acting skills were tip top. I'm talking waterworks that would have fooled like many other people in different situations. Like, she did really, really, really well, I think. But I think Frankie, in my eyes, if I was them, she holds more faithful level, I think, than Charlotte did. So for me, why would she need to come and say, oh, by the way, that the person's a traitor? If she wasn't, that was her closest friend. Like, she would just take her to the end, wouldn't she? And then get rid of her. So I was like, I can't believe that people were even doubting. Like, I know that Charlotte's acting was great, but the fact they were even doubting. But when they called her out at that round table. I mean, listen, look, again, it's just a game, innit? So, you know, there's no personal hard feelings there. It's just a game. But in that game mode, I was like, if you ever make her win one red penny, and they called her out and she didn't win nothing. So, in that moment, oh, the whooping and the hollering that I was doing in my room, I was like, you get what the goose get. Cook.
see ya.
Honestly, I loved it. Then it got down to the final five. So you had Leanne, final four even, sorry. Leanne, Jake, Alexander, and Francesca. I don't think there's anyone else. And they voted Alexander off. And that was a shame, because I did really like Alexander. I thought he came across so well. Such an eloquently spoke person. And just seemed very fair, but I don't think he did himself any favours in the round table when Charlotte was banished, because he came across like he didn't remember something that he'd said, which made him then look like a duplicitous person. So I was like, oh mate, that's not a good look. But so then I voted him off, and then they voted Frankie off, and I felt really bad for that because I'm like, dude, like, is it because you genuinely don't think that she's a faithful? I guess if she had been a traitor, she would have been a very, very good one because, you know, well, I guess she got voted off. It's not that good, but good enough that she flew under the radar that many times. But yeah, I was sad that they got rid of her. And then yeah, Leanne and Jake won. So I saw online that so many people were not like happy about the fact that Leanne and Jake won, and I did comment in one of my other videos that like Leanne did kind of come across a little bit like she had a bit of an attitude at times. I don't know why they'd be sad about Jake though, because Jake, I don't know, I liked Jake, and I think what I loved about Jake as well is that we only found out like maybe 3/4 of the way through the show, and they had a disability at all, and I think sometimes those kind of disabilities that you don't see, like, it must be like not even more challenging, but just another type of challenge for someone that has that, because obviously when someone can visibly see that you've got a disability, like, you know, their perception or their attitude to you might be, I guess, more empathetic or whatever. But when you haven't got something visible, then I guess it makes it harder because you're kind of suffering in silence a little bit, and people don't treat you as someone who maybe has got a disability. So I just thought that was really like eye-opening, really, and my hat just goes off to him for that. So I can't really see what people would have a problem with him about. I didn't mind him winning. And the fact that he got Linda, like he was on Linda. He was on her from the beginning. So again, I'm not really mad about that. I wasn't mad about any of it, to be fair, because again, it's just a game. But yeah, there were definitely some things online that I was like, whoa. I saw my mum showed me some clip that when Leanne won, they were playing the clip from Come Dine With Me. You know, well, you've won the money, Jane.
Dear Lord, what a sad little life, Jane. You ruined my night so you could have the money, but I hope now you spend it on getting some lessons in grace and decorum, because you have all the grace of a reversing dump truck without any tyres on.
I don't get it.
Well, you wouldn't, let's be honest. There's nobody in there, love.
Oh dear, that clip is so iconic. It's so iconic. But I'm like, surely it's not that bad. As for me, I was happy that Charlotte didn't win. Like, again, no hard feelings, but I was just like, the way you came in and you just with the treachery, like, ugh. But anyway, I loved it. I loved it so much. I've already started watching. Well, I finished watching the second season of the US Traitors, which again was brilliant. Like, the one with Phaedra and Sheree, and the guy from The Bachelor and stuff. I thought that was such a great season. I really liked how those personalities work together and stuff. And I've already started on the latest US one, which also is brilliant. Like, I just find that the US one, I don't know, I find that it's just so incredibly competitive. I'm not saying that the UK one isn't competitive, but I feel like there's a real stark difference between, and maybe that's the difference between the US and the UK in general, that like we're far more like, yeah, speaky, polite, passive aggressive, whereas the US version is just like, no, you are a traitor. I'm gonna tell you that from now. You're a like it's just bigger and more in your face. Do you know what I mean? Whereas I find the UK one a lot more insidious. Both of them I think are sick, and I love the difference between Claudia and Alan Cummings as well. Like, he is. Like, if fabulous, if there was that word, well, there is that word in the dictionary, and had a picture of someone in there, like, it would be him and all of the outfits. The outfits are just, wow. Wow, guy. Wow. So, yeah, man, I've really enjoyed it. So, but I'd love to know what you guys thought of this, and what did you think of the Traitors in general? Would you apply for the Traitors? Yeah, let me know what your thoughts are. But for now, thank you for watching if you did. If you did enjoy this reaction, then please do drop me a like and subscribe. That'd be amazing. Thank you so much. And if you do want access to these kind of videos and lots of other reactions before they come to YouTube, then do head over to my Patreon, which is a great way to help support the channel, and it's a great way to connect with me more as well, so you really can't lose. But for now, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one.